All right. Game number 4 has begun in the top right here, winning that last game on Prime Terraces. One map away from winning the series. It is Root Gaming's Kelazhur.
And spawning cross map on Ruins of Ceres, hailing for Team Evil Geniuses, we have HuK. And unfortunately for Kelazhur, this is one map which his favoured build, the Proxy Reaper, is just not viable. Because, and the reason for that, if you're not aware, if you haven't played Ruins of Ceres too much as Terran, you see these little ledges here. On any other map, Reapers would be able to jump up, but these are Reaper proof. You cannot get into the main with Reapers. And there even used to be a glitch where you could use a mine to jump up the backdoor cliffs on Ruins of Ceres, but they actually patched that out. So Blizzard just didn't want that to be viable.
Smart.
Poor Kelazhur.
Yeah, poor Kelazhur and poor Terrans all around the world. Got the Nexus first here from HuK. It's a little bit different from the last game, but I mean, this is a 4-player map, so leads people to be a little bit greedier from time to time.
But also, because Reapers are so bad here, he can actually feel really comfortable to do Nexus first, because the one opening which would shut him down in the Proxy Reaper is not viable here. So when that opening is not something he needs to consider in the metagame, he can go Nexus first and get even further ahead, just ever so slightly, with his economy.
That's right. Both players looking to find out where their opponents are. Neither has figured out yet. And it looks like Kelazhur going to go straight into Marine production, getting that reactor immediately here, so no Reapers at all. As you mentioned, they are pretty garbage on this map, so...
Yeah, that's a bit of an understatement, but yeah. I love going reactor first here, and he might go for the TY build, which is like a 1-1-1, gets his 3 CCs. I think that Kelazhur would like to play that on Ruins of Ceres, knowing his style. He's pretty orthodox in the mid to late game, nothing too crazy.
Yep, HuK gearing up for the 2 gateways and the Cyber Core, so I think 2 gateway adept, probably what he's going to be looking to do here. Kelazhur just about to find HuK, and HuK already found our Brazilian Terran here. He sees his natural. Doesn't want to go up in the main, just wants to see where he is and then move on from there.
Yeah, doesn't want to lose the probe. If he can keep that alive, he's not going to take any losses in the early game. And
Kelazhur's going deep though. He's having a good look, but he knows that he's safe for the time being.
He's
Both
safe,
gateways being
yeah.
chrono boosted.
Absolutely. So he wants to get a couple of adepts out. This is also to be safe just in case there was a Reaper, but it also allows him to do a little bit of pressure, and he's going to add on a pylon. Now, this could just be for warp pins later on in the game, or he might choose to put some tech there, but sending the probe back home generally indicates that he's not going to be too aggressive, too crazy.
With the Twilight Council going down...
It might be DTs.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, the warp in time is severely nerfed at a proxy pylon, but DTs are always a scary unit. Kelazhur is just making a bunker back at home, obviously not having any engineering bays or anything just yet, prioritizing getting a tech lab on the factory, going to make a cyclone immediately, as Terrans like to do from time to time, and getting that starport as well. And there's that Dark Shrine.
Yeah, that was really the only thing that made sense for me, is to go DTs, because he didn't put the warp gate there, but even slow warp ins with DTs, especially if you can do some damage with the adepts here. A nice little Shade gets 1 SCV already, 2 SCVs do fall, and the Shade cooldown is almost done. He might be able to save one of these adepts. One is definitely going to go down, the other adept does fall. But overall...
Okay, so getting both adepts is nice. Kelazhur can breathe a sigh of relief, but unfortunately paid the price of losing 4 SCVs. Cyclone and Liberator coming out here. So Kelazhur prioritized getting a Liberator instead of a Cyclone. Now, all of these things do not detect cloak units, and one of them is going to be on the way pretty shortly. At least one is going to be on the way pretty shortly, as the Dark Shrine is 3/4 of the way done now.
And the great thing about the Dark Shrine is, with this build, and when you optimize this build as Terran, you really want to be using all the mules as soon as they pop, and you don't add on an engineering bay until about 60 or 70 supply generally, alongside your 3rd gas. So because this Dark Shrine is finishing up here, he's got about a 30 to 40 second window generally, where he's going to have DTs before the engineering bay is even started, Maynard. So he could do some critical damage even with these slow warp ins.
Yeah, and there is no energy on the natural, so if he calls down a mule with a main, he is going to be in a huge spot of bother. 2 of these DTs are coming in now, and he's splitting them up smartly, heading them into the natural and one going up the main, and it looks like he's going to get into the base.
Kelazhur hasn't seen it.
He didn't lift it. Uh-oh, he's in.
He's in, and he's going to be in a world of hurt. He scans in the natural, but the problem is there's a DT in the main, and he didn't realize he's going to lose all of these SCVs.
And that's GG, man. There's nothing he can do about it. He's just going to siphon SCVs. He's out of scans, no engineering bay, no turrets.
It's such a
DT's
nice
having
build.
a field day.
It's such a great build from HuK to use against Kelazhur because, as I said, you're really wanting to